we gotta talk about this, man.
It's gonna be a little light. We only have one subject to really talk about, but we really do need to talk about something that was announced this week.
Yeah, you might want to call this the command grab short. We only did one 360 today.
That light command grab. You know,
We
you,
did
you
that
you
right.
tap jab and get it. Get that little one. You're not fully sure that you want to get the command grab in. Just do a little light one. Still does a lot of damage, but you know.
Oh yeah, and grabs you from halfway across the screen. That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And today, thing we're grabbing and doing that SPD to is the that PS5 Pro.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Where do we start?
Okay. Let's start with okay. Let's start with the price. How about that? Let's just do that off the top.
You can do the price. I have what they put in the PS5 Pro. Go ahead and say the price, and you got to break it all the way down.
Okay, so it's a discless PS5 Pro. So you get the they're all discless versions, right?
Mm-hmm.
For that version of the PS5 Pro, it is $699.99, $700. And this is supposedly going to finally run your games at 60 FPS. Um, it's that mid that 5 year upgrade that they did last time with the PS4 Pro. PS4 Pro, in my opinion, was actually worth it. This one's not. Um, and Lionel's going to break down the details, but in order to get a disc with the PS5 Pro, you have to spend another $100. So that's an $800 system. And let me tell you, man, I just spent you had about $300 or $400 more, and you got yourself a PC that can run 165 plus FPS in 1440p.
Mm-hmm.
So at high settings, high and max settings, it's starting to get a little hard to do this. For the console generations, it's like I know I don't have to get it. I'm not gonna get it. I'm
No.
fine with just my base PS5, and there's nothing like no none of these next gen consoles really have anything that has been like, yes, this is why I have a PS5, or yes, this is why I have a Series X. I know why I have a Switch, but I don't know why I have those two. So, ugh, it's gonna be rough, man.
Let me break down real quick what they're selling in the PS5 Pro.
Yeah, break down those specs, man.
So the things that they're touting specifically are PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution (PSSR). This is supposed to give you a sharper image quality for 4K TV. It also uses AI to enhance the resolution.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they did a little bit of like here and there or before and after, I guess, with a PS5 and a PS5 Pro. They look pretty similar to me. I know a lot of people have been saying they look pretty similar. PS5 Pro might have a little edge on that, as it probably should. They also boast that, as Prophet said, you can actually hit 60 frames per second and 120 frames. So you can actually use that in. They didn't say 4K, but we're just gonna assume 4K, right?
Mm-hmm.
They also are doing advanced ray tracing. Next level realism with ray trace reflection, shadows, and high quality global illuminations. And the games that they're touting as enhanced, I'm actually gonna read these because I'm on PlayStation's website. I'm getting this directly from PlayStation's website. All right.
Yeah. Do it, man. Do it.
Here are the games that they're talking about that are enhanced. And if you're listening to this, you might think about something that's a little weird about these. All right. Last of Us Part 1 and 2,
Mm-hmm.
Demon Souls, Gran
Mm-hmm.
Turismo 7, Horizon Forbidden West, Until Dawn, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart are the main games that they're touting that are going to have this enhanced PS5 Pro performance. But
Mm.
what is the problem with those games that I listed?
Uh, okay. There's a few problems, right?
Uh huh.
old as fuck was
Yep.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Two, those games already looked fantastic. There's nothing else you could really do to make them look better,
Yep.
do anything better. Um, and I, yeah, they're just all launch or close to launch or a little bit after, or it's either a launch PS5 title or a remake. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
There's no new games in there, no real new games in there. I'd expect them to just do a facelift on both God of War games. Why don't you do that while you're at it? Make it actually fucking worth it.
Yeah. This you also get like 2 terabytes of storage. They're touting that you can get Wi-Fi 7 on this. Probably shouldn't really be playing on Wi-Fi anyway. I know a lot of people don't have a choice, but if you can avoid using Wi-Fi, probably should. Yeah, these specs for the price, uh it's just not worth it. Like it's really just not worth it. There's nothing that really takes advantage of PS5 right now or Xbox Series X. Everything that
Yeah,
a majority of games that you can get right now, you can still play on a PS4 if you really wanted to. Every game is still coming out on PS4. Another thing also, by this time when the PS4 Pro came out, the OG PS4 got a price reduction.
yeah,
They haven't done that with the PS5. In fact, they've actually increased the price in some regions. Japan specifically, they raised the price of the PS5 in Japan, and then they're touting PS5 Pro at $700. Realistically, $800 because yeah, you can go without a disc drive, sure, but more than likely, most people are gonna want, maybe not most, but a lot of people are gonna want to play their disc games.
yeah. Good luck, because the you know it's sold out. You know what part of the PS5 Pro is sold out and is gonna get scalped and is already getting pretty much already got scalped.
That disc drive.
The disk drive. No one gave up. The scalpers didn't give a fuck about the system. They're like, oh, we're gonna sell you the disk drive for the cost of a whole system. Ugh, yeah, no,
Yeah, I
not
don't
really.
I don't understand what Sony is thinking on this one. This screams like, you know how Sony was really like over eager and over aggressive when the PlayStation 3 came out,
Yeah.
and then nobody really bought the PlayStation 3 like that?
Mm-hmm.
This feels like the same thing. They already have PS5s. A lot of people still can't really get their hands on PS5s really. A lot of people, they either still can't or they've chosen not to. And at this point, this whole generation as a whole, this console generation, it's not really hitting like that. It's not a good generation. We can be honest. We got to.
Yeah. Let's be real honest. The Series X, and I'm gonna define a generation as the Series X and the PS5,
Yeah.
right? Like, are the high graphic powered consoles, right? It's a terrible generation for it. The one that's thriving right now and has the is the best is technically in this generation, but it's kind of not. Is the Switch.
Which
The
is
Switch is better than like both of those consoles.
the Switch is 7 years old also.
Yeah, and but here's the thing, right? When that Switch 2 comes out, Sony's gonna have a problem.
Yeah, they really are.
When that Switch 2 comes out, the Sony's gonna have a real problem because not only are they gonna get they're literally gonna get every single game enhanced, right? And since Sony and Microsoft did not advance the generation and is still stuck in the PS4, Xbox One generation, like PS4 and PS5 right now are a are pretty much a updated uh, are an updated Xbox One and an updated PS4 or updated PS4 Pro. That's what a PS5 and a Xbox Series X is right now.
Mm-hmm.
They run faster, and you can get to your games and all that stuff faster. That's about it. But pretty much all the games are stuck in a generation. They're all the games are stuck a generation behind. They're still stuck in the PS4, Xbox One era because no one wants to get rid of those how many customers there are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if when Nintendo comes out with their next console, it doesn't even have to be as powerful as those other two. All it has to do is be like in proximity of an Xbox One or a PS4. They can do that and it will be cheap.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be a $800 system. The new Nintendo Switch is probably going to be $299, at $399 at most.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Sony's going to have a real problem.
Like this entire thing just it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like this we've kind of talked about it a little bit before, maybe not on the podcast, but we've talked about how like butt cheeks this PS5 and Series X are, because there's really no point right now. There's no point to have them. There really isn't. Prophet, you built a PC literally yesterday.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And you can do everything that a PlayStation and an Xbox can do on your PC while also being open source. You're not stuck to just Steam to get games. You can go to Fanatical. You can go to GOG. You can find games at cheaper prices and still support because you're getting legal copies of the game. You're not just like on Xbox and PlayStation, you're not just stuck to one or two versions of a store. Like you can do whatever you want here. It's just right
Yeah.
now, the consoles are not they're not a price save. They're not a there's no reason to get them because there's no way to save anymore. They're just price gouging you. There's no reason that this should be $700. No reason.
No, not at all. And you know what? And it's going to sound shocking to people, right? Besides Nintendo, then my eyes, Nintendo's still number one.
Mm-hmm.
With a PC that can run stuff, right? I favor Xbox more because they have the Xbox Play Anywhere, right? So I could buy a game that has Play Anywhere and say it's not on sale on Steam or on, Epic Games, right? But Microsoft has a store, it has a sale in their Microsoft store, and it's Xbox Play Anywhere or PC, Xbox and PC compatible, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could just buy the game on sale right there, and I could still play it on my PC. uh, and I found I've done that a lot because when I checked my Xbox thing on PC, I think I had like 30 games that that crossed over. So I was like, oh, hey, something to try out.
Yeah, it's Sony's really put themselves in a really bad place right now with what they're doing. Like you said, you can play your Xbox games on PC. Like you don't have to worry about it. You're still doing that. You can still do that.
Yeah.
It takes PlayStation a year to get their games over. A year plus to get their games over.
Hmm.
And you're paying most likely full price. So if you want to play like I don't know, we'll say God of War Ragnarok, because you can play it on PC. You got to buy it on both PC and PS5. There's no cross like how you said
Right.
with Xbox.
Yeah.
That's also like a hamper on them. Like that doesn't look great. So you have people buying this. You have people who bought like us who bought the first console that
Yeah.
was $500, right? That's a console price. That doesn't seem too bad. But it's been 4 years. We don't have any specific PS5 only standouts. There may be on one hand you can count current gen standouts, but
Yeah.
it's just it's not worth it right now. There's no I don't even know what I'm saying. It just sucks.
Yeah. Because, like, just thinking about that, right? So it gets a lot. So if you don't add that it came out on PC, right? Say let's just look at PS5,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And okay, we'll look at all the games that came out for only PS5. There's a decent number of them, right?
Yeah.
And then you go, okay, you filter it out one more time. How many games came out on PC, PS5, and PC? then that number gets real low.
Yep.
It gets really, really low. Like I would say like a standout is Grand Blue Fantasy, but guess what? Grand Blue Fantasy also came out on PC too.
Yep.
So it's kind of like it's kind of rough, it's rough out there.
Yeah, I know people are probably gonna listen to this. I've seen comments of what people have been saying to people who are not a fan of the PS5 Pro, saying calling them broke and all this kind of shit, which is funny to me. It's just hilarious, but I don't see how rationally this is coming from someone. I love PlayStation. Like we could be, I love PlayStation, but I don't see how there's value in the PS5 Pro. My PlayStation 5 still runs like a dream. It runs great.
Yeah,
Like I can still play whatever I want on it and be fine. Like even if you don't own a PS5, I can't recommend the PS5 Pro. I would say if you want to get a PS5, just buy a PS5.
yeah. Just buy the base PS5.
Yeah, you'll save $200. You already have your disk drive on there. It still runs great. Sure, you can't always do 4K 60, but I'm gonna assume, and I'm gonna call me crazy, but I'm gonna assume that you can't always do 4K 60 on the PS5 Pro. Even if you can, it's not worth the $200 extra dollars. It's
Yeah,
not.
no, I don't think it's a significant enough jump from like the PS4 to PS4 Pro was significant. Like I got a PS4, I had the PS4 that sounded like a jet engine every time I played something.
Mm-hmm.
When we played like Monster Hunter in general, it was like it sounded like I was in the fucking airport, right?
Yeah.
And then I got a PS4 Pro, and that shit was just like, yeah, it yawned at it. It could PS4 Pro wasn't phased, right? It was a significant step up. I don't see that much of a significant step in this PS5 step up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's also why Microsoft decided not to do it this time. They're like, nah, we ain't doing that. Because they would just put out something that's like a halfway jump that's not really that much better than what they have.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, they have not neither console or actually neither any of the companies have not optimized to any of those consoles yet.
No.
Like we're still in the basic stage of like if you look back in the past and it was like you remember when the PS4 first came out, right? All the games look like scaled up PS3 games. And then eventually towards the middle of the life of the console, everybody got on board and figured out what they can do with it,
Mm-hmm.
right? We haven't even got there yet with either PS4 or Xbox Series X. We haven't gotten there yet. Not even close. Like
No.
half of these makers still put out slop and don't um and have not optimized anything, right? Like nothing is optimized for these consoles.
I mean, shit, bro. Every game still comes out on PS4. Like,
Yeah.
sure, your PS4 might, even your PS4 Pro might sound crazy right now running some of these games, but you still can. Like, there
Well,
right now, there's no reason to even have a PS5 for real. If we're gonna be serious,
yeah, like there's some of the games coming out in like was it later this year, next year, but it's like they're starting to get closer and closer to the end of that console life, right? Like I don't think this console generation's ending anytime soon. It probably shouldn't.
no, because
Like,
by this time in PS4, there were no PS3 games really coming out like that. Like maybe one or two, but it wasn't every single game that was coming out. It was also coming out on PS3 from PS4.
right. So, yeah, that's why in general I'm saying they're like because they haven't advanced it so much that the graphics and everything running is like so much better and not coming out on PS4, they're gonna have a problem with the Switch too. Everybody's gonna have a problem.
Mm-hmm. because
Like,
it's gonna be backwards compatible. Like everyone's gonna be able to play all their Switch games that they currently have on that. You already know that the Switch 2 is going to last a long time because Nintendo has frustratingly not updated the Switch yet. So no matter what, you're in for the long haul with the Switch 2. Like it's a win-win right now because Nintendo somehow found a way to be the smartest company out of everyone. They sat back. Nintendo chilled. They said, "Hey, yo, we're not doing Switch 2 yet," and a lot of people were fucking frustrated with them. Now, I can't wait to buy Switch 2 because now I know for a fact, whatever happens for Switch 2, I know I'm going to be able to play it for another 10 years and be fine because Nintendo will support it.
yeah, and Nintendo always has specific, like they always have something I want to buy specifically on the Switch, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I can't get a Mario game anywhere else. I can't get Zelda. I can't get a Metroid. And I'm not talking about you assholes that emulate. Fuck all that. I'm talking about like legit just go and buy it or, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have a Switch for it. You got to have a Nintendo system. So, you know, I don't know. I feel like PlayStation's dropping the ball, and don't come out here saying, "Oh, because you're broke." No, it's not that. I I have a Series X, I have a PS5, and I just built a new fucking PC. Far
Mm.
from it. Okay.
If the PS5 Pro would have been good and been an actual jump, I would have bought it.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it. I was like, okay, we've talked about it. I know we've talked about it a few times. I'm like, okay, if that when that PS5 Pro comes out, and I'm thinking I'm probably gonna pick it up. And then I saw this shit, and I was like, wait, I can't like because I am a physical game collector for one. So, oh, it's a completely separate disk drive. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a diskless system, no disk drive. I have to pay another $100 for the disk drive. Uh, and I didn't even say the kicker about the disk drive, right?
Go
Say
for
when
it.
you bought your brand new PS5 Pro, you come home and Cox cable goes out. Guess what you're not playing?
Yep.
Because all new disk drives need an internet connection in order to activate it.
I found that out when my internet went out a couple weeks ago. I got my Xbox. I was like, let me move my Xbox and I'm gonna watch like Yu Yu Hakusho, right? I want to watch that. I have no internet right now. I have the DVDs. I tried to put Yu Yu Hakusho in my Xbox.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I need internet connection. Right now. It works on PlayStation 5. That's fine. But for Pro, like you said, it's gonna be like how Xbox is, where it's not gonna work.
Yeah. Well, yeah. For the initial setup of that disk drive, you need internet.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have internet, you ain't getting
You're
shit.
done. Yeah.
So you have to wait until Cox fixes your internet.
You have any final thoughts on the PS5 Pro on this little light command grab?
PS5 Pro. Hey, I really wanted to. I really wanted to get one, but man, the price for what you're getting to me isn't worth it. Not at all. Not at all. So I'm gonna be skipping it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna skip that mid-generation jump, and I'll just play the games on the PC.
Yeah, big same. Um, I also just want people to know y'all should just take more value in your money. If you don't listen to anything else that we say, if you want to buy the PS5 Pro, fine. People are gonna buy it. People are gonna sell out. It's gonna be great for Sony. But I really want y'all just to sit down sometimes and think about where your money goes, because you can take that money for the PS5 Pro, because it would be what, $700 for the console. What, it's $80 for the disc drive with tax, so it's like $100.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to stand, the vertical stand is also separate, which we didn't mention before.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you got to buy the stand separately, and then you're more than likely gonna have to buy PSN if you want to play games online. And if you want to go crazy with PSN, you can get their what their PSN Premium, the Game Pass wannabe thing, right? That's
Yep.
like $100. So that $1,000 that you have that you're gonna be putting in your PlayStation, you can make a damn good PC that
Yep.
can just run everything for you. You don't have to worry about paying for extra online or anything like that. You can still play all your games. Just even me not being a PC guy, there's more value right now in just taking that money for a PS5 Pro and building a PC instead of putting all your ducats on the Pro. Just think about it.
Yeah, especially if you already have a PS5. If you already have a PS5, there's no reason to get a Pro.
Yep.
And if you guys have a reason to get the Pro, put that down in the comments. We want to read that. We want to see. Like, if you're going to get a PS5 Pro, or if you're not going to get a PS5 Pro, put that in the comments because we want to talk about it. Have a good conversation about it.
Yes, please. But that is it for this light command grab. We just really want to talk about the PS5. We had to, right? Like we had to have talked about this even a little bit.
Yeah, no, we had to. Like, there's no way Sony, you ain't getting away with that.
No.
Might have to do an EX this time. Yeah, no, you ain't getting away with that.
Like I said, this is Light. Thank you all for being here. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you comment like Prophet said. Let's give some conversation going. Let's see what everyone thinks. Make sure you subscribe so you can see all of our content. Hit the bell to get notifications when we go. And that's it. Peace out, y'all.
All right, we out.